Hey, Steve Bignani here doing the junkyard crawl at Bernardston Auto Wrecking in Bernardston, Massachusetts. Now, you've seen this car before. It's a 1941 Ford Deluxe. It's a cool piece. This video ran about a week ago as of today when we're making this video, but this car reminds me of something. Something from Motor Life magazine, July 1954, called Strip Tease for Speed in the bottom left corner. And if you read Hot Rod magazine, you'll remember that back in February of 1987, Pat Ganal and the Hot Rod staff did a little something called Caddy Hack. They took a 1970 Cadillac Coupe de Ville and sliced it and diced it and removed weight to show that removing weight is the same thing as adding horsepower. Well, back in 1954, Motor Life did the same thing with a 1942 Mercury Coupe, which is similar to this car right here. Let's take a look at that story and learn about strip teasing for speed. Okay, in this magazine, again, Motor Life, July 54, this is 10 years before I was born in July of 64. But anyway, in this magazine, it says, strip tease for speed. Take it off for a better weight power ratio. It says right here, Dean Moon of Moon Automotive in Norwalk, California, a legend, the Moon wheel discs, the Moon fuel tanks, called to say he had found a pretty decent 42 Mercury Club Coupe we could buy for the experiment of removing weight. We bought it cheap, but quick. Now here's the thing. They loaded the car down with scales, extra tools, gas. We steered for Santa Ana. The idea was previously broached to J.C. Hart. We'll get to that in a second, of Santa Ana drag strip. And he was enthused. That's C.J. Pappy Hart, one of the first members of the NHRA. But anyway, so J.C. Hart, otherwise known as C.J. Pappy Hart, said, yeah, bring it on by. So they say here, every piece of metal, glass, rubber, and cloth removed from the Mercury was weighed. More horsepower will make your car go better, but lightening the machine helps too, to an amazing extent. So this is the final picture. That was once a 42 Mercury, a pretty rare car, and that's the before. But on the next pages, we get into the step-by-step. So here they are, off the street. They ran a 20.1 second stock with people in it, quarter mile, 60.6 miles per hour, run number 2. They removed the tools, 2 people, 325 pounds of people, all this kind of stuff. So they pulled 536 pounds out of it and then went a 20.0, only a tenth, kind of weird. Speed only, a third of a mile an hour, not too much. Anyway, so for run 3, they sliced off the hood, which took 44 pounds out of it, and then the rear seat for 52 pounds, the deck lid for 60, and all of the upholstery for 62 pounds. So they pulled 414 pounds out and went to a 19.4 at 64 miles an hour. So they picked up 4 miles an hour. And the car still looked kind of normal. Next shot, run 4, well, you can see they start to really butcher it. In this one here, they took the doors off for 156 pounds, the side and rear glass for 26 pounds, the fan for 5 pounds, rear fenders for 46, the bumper for 27, and got it down to 19.1 seconds at 66 miles an hour. So again, 6 miles per hour faster than bone stock with people in it. Run 5. Well, out comes the torch and the roof is gone, and they're really killing this poor 42 Mercury, which must have been solid. It was a California car, but again, it was just a used car in 1954. So they took the windshield out for 22 pounds, the top 110 pounds, and they took a total 1,348 pounds off the car and went 18.2 at 69.4. So 9 miles an hour. Run 6. The body was torch cut from the running board to the running board behind the front seat and lifted off. This section weighed 184 pounds. The floor mats accounted for the other 4 pounds. So they picked up 1.98 miles per hour. At this point, the car weighed a lot less. They pulled 188 pounds since the last 18.2 at 71 miles an hour. Things get even crazier. Look at this picture here. They're just totally denuding the car, just destroying it, having a ball at the drag strip. And on this one here, it says here they removed the front seat for 110 pounds, the radio for 12 pounds, yep, the radio, heater for 9, floorboards for 17, the dash and cowl 160, and the exhaust system for 19, taking it 327 pounds out to take it down to 17.8 at 72 miles an hour. Run 8, larger tires. They went with 7.0s instead of 6s, and they apparently found there was more tire spin, so not much of a change, but 17.4 at 72.9. And then finally, we get close to the end, run 9, another 92 pounds pounds comes out, unbolting the radiator, so they had to push it around, and then the horn ring for £1, the generator for 20, and they got a 17.2 out of it at 73.5. And finally, look at this, the guy's sitting on the frame. It's amazing that C.J. Pappy Hart in the early NHRA allowed this dangerous stunt to take place. This guy's going 77 miles an hour, sitting on an apple crate in an open vehicle. That's cool, though. 16.3, and it says here the total weight taken off was 1,955 pounds. The remaining chassis without radiator and gas weighed 19. So the stock Mercury Club Coupe was about cut in half. And they went again from 20.1 at 60 to 16.3 at 72 or 77.2. None of these numbers are that impressive, but remember, this thing's probably spinning off the line for the first 40 feet or so, which is to say that probably would go a 15.0 with some slicks on it or something. So anyway, as much as I enjoy and appreciate Hot Rod Magazine's Caddy Hack, and David Freiberg, I think, was part of that whole thing. I think they even revisited that on Roadkill, the whole idea of taking an unwanted big car, slicing it down to turn it into a little dragster. Well, it was also done back in July of 1954 by Motor Life magazine in a little thing called Strip Tease for Speed. Now, this 1941 Ford is a cousin to that 42 Mercury. With that said, this one here, it's already been stripped for speed by Mother Nature, all the rust on this thing. But it'd be kind of a trip to put this thing on a frame and send it down a drag strip. You can do that if you want. It's here at Bernison Auto Wreck. I'm staying out of the middle. But anyway, Strip Tease for Speed first happened in 1954. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Mag's YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out, which is tomorrow morning.